Georgia. It's Sunday. We got rain last night. It stopped raining. It was too dewy. We couldn't get the track ready. Before we got rain, I got a chance to talk to the right front tire changer on Rusty Wallace's NASCAR, Billy Wilburn. He's not here today, but when I talked to him, it went something like this. Get another one in. We got a little bit of rain in the area. I'm standing in the pits with the driver of this Mead Zero. Billy Wilburn, this ain't NASCAR. What are you doing?
I'm down here having some fun. Get a chance to race every now and then, and this is a good weekend because it's close to home for me. It's only 4 hours away from Charlotte, so we got a chance to come run a couple times. We ran last night up at Bulls Gap, and anytime I can run 2 nights in a row, it makes it pretty nice.
About how many sprint car races do you run a year?
Last year we ran 38. I've been trying for a couple years now to run 40. So this is 21st race this year right now, so if we keep going the way we're going, I think we'll get 40 this year.
Alrighty. History here. Have you ever been here?
Yeah, last year we were running here with the All-Stars. We were running 8th and spun out. I've run here a couple times with the All-Stars, a couple times with ASCS, so we've ran here 4 or 5 times in the sprint car.
What do you think about racing with the All-Stars? You like it?
Yeah, I like it. If the situation was different and I financially could afford it, I'd probably run a lot more of their shows, you know. My sponsor, Mead Paper Companies from Chillicothe, Ohio, and the All-Stars run quite a bit up through that area, so I would participate a lot more if I could come up with a little more financial backing and my schedule allowed it. I would probably run quite a few more races with the All-Stars. Good organization, it's good competition, and they run in a region that's pretty easy for me to get to.
You can tell he's a sprint car racer. He's always looking for sponsor money. Alrighty, well, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Alright, thank you.
That Billy guy, he's pretty nice, isn't he? Today, we're going to try and get the show in. We got a bunch of other divisions. We got the wheel packet done. Sprint car warm-ups are next. We're in Georgia. This All-Star deal is pretty cool.
As he heads up to start the timers here at the Dixie Speedway. Gets up with the marbles a little bit, but nonetheless, his first lap.
16.842, Johnny, 16.842. And that lap, Johnny Clark, was 16.055.
Hey, second lap a whole lot better with a 16.05. So, hey, you had a good run going as Jason Johnson, the new Outlaw Sprint car, out on the racetrack. Hey, he is a Cajun sensation out of Alexandria, Louisiana.
Johnny Clark, his time was 16.043 on that first time trial.
Hey, good run for a young Cajun out of Louisiana as he will come off turn number 4. He'll finish up his final lap with a lap timing up.
16.200.
Late models in the pit area, late models in the pit. Gentlemen, let's get ready. You will qualify next. Late models in the pit area. Gentlemen, let's get them ready. You'll qualify next. The next car out on the Speedway, getting ready for his qualifying run.
.577, Johnny.
15:57. That looks like it's going to be good enough for probably #1 qualifier. Very early in Outlaw Sprint Car qualifying.
Second run, Johnny Clark was 15.58. 15.58.
As our next car coming out onto the racetrack. And that's going to be sprint car driver number 8. That is Scott Jones coming out onto the racetrack. Late models, let's get ready.
Well, first try, Johnny Clark is a 15.831.
Scott Jones is out of Urbana, Pennsylvania. He's 21 years of age. and he is a Sportsman Speedway track champion.
Second try, Johnny Clark is 15.772.
So a good run for Scott Jones. And the next machine out is car number 58. That is Ricky Sutton.
Oh, he came across Johnny Clark at a 15.788.
Hey, I tell you what, Ricky Sutton hammer down on the back straightaway, coming on turn number 4, and a second lap, going to produce
16.054. Well, his first run was a 16.479.
not exactly the numbers he was looking for, but nonetheless, he'll start from that position and see how much farther he can go.
Well, second try, Johnny Clark was 16.470.
Good run, so that'll give something to kick off with as the next machine coming out of the racetrack. That is a number 92. That is Dean Jacobs. He's out of Wooster, Ohio.
Well, Johnny Clark, first time around, 16.443.
Hey, that car is owned by Denny Ashworth. He finished 4th in the 1997 All-Star owner and driver points, and winner of the commercial truck trailer shootout.
Second try was 16.742.
Dean Jacobs already has won 4 wins in 1998, trying to go for number 5 today. Hey, here comes a little young lady, Sarah Fisher, out on the racetrack. She is out there as she is the next machine out on the speedway.
Johnny Clark, 17 years old, as she comes off turn 4. Her first time trial numbers are 15.526.
She's driving her father's Dave Fisher's Mead Carbonless Paper sponsored Stealth chassis. And that's going to put the young lady on the number 1 spot.
Well, Johnny Clark, she's trying to improve that time. She came in at a 15.289.
Man, oh man, talking about this young lady is doing it. The number 1 qualifier, Sarah Fisher, in that number 9. Kenny Burton, the next sprinter out of the racetrack.
Well, Johnny Clark comes across the stripe at a 15.842 on his first try.
Sarah Fisher down off turn number 2, or number 4 rather, down the front straightaway as Kenny Burton.
And Burton comes across at a 16.143 on his second try.
Keith Coffin in the United Express Line Trailer Special. The series sponsor, Keith Coffin, putting it all together down the front straightaway.
First drive was a 15.660.
So much different in the daytime as we look down on the racetrack. Drivers are putting some of that rubber down.
Second try was a 15.892.
Good run for Keith Coughlin as the next car coming out on the racetrack, number 2, and that is Red Stoffer out of Tampa, Florida. Gotta keep you on this guy because he is only running 360 cubic inches.
Well, his first try, Johnny, was a 16.172.
A lot of other, most of the other sprinters running the big 14 cubes, but he's going with a 360 this afternoon.
Second try was a 16.171.
16.17 for Red Stoffer. That's a pretty good run. Robbie Smith, the next machine out on the racetrack. That's a Hancock Motorsports racer.
First trial coming around turn 4 was a 16.305.
Robbie Smith Smith down on that back straightaway. Late models in the pit area. Gentlemen, let's get them ready.
Haney a second try coming off turn 4, 16.222.
But nonetheless, Judy's got a good run going. Let's see what she's going to do.
Well, Johnny Clark, she comes off turn 4, and her first numbers are 15.85.
So that's going to put her as number 2 qualifier. The ladies are doing it this afternoon.
Clark, she comes off turn 4. Let's see if she can improve it. She's sitting at a 15.551.
As Chris White, the number 28 sprinter, going to be the next machine out onto the racetrack.
Well, Chris brings in a 16.241 on his first try.
Next machine out on the racetrack, number 1, and that is Mike Hudson. He is the next machine out onto the racetrack.
Well, Mike Hudson brings in a 15.857, Johnny Clark.
Hey, Mike's got a good little run going down that back straightaway. I think this might be one of the few visits that Mike's has made here to the Dixie Speedway.
Second time around, a 15.900 in his second run.
All right, as Mike Hudson finishes up on his qualifying run, here comes the guy who's the all-time winner here at the Dixie Speedway in the sprint car division. Talk about one tough cookie. How about Frankie Kerr in the Shop Motorsport Special?
Well, Johnny Clark, Frankie Kerr brings in a 15.914 in his first run this afternoon.
Now, I tell you what, every one of these drivers having a tough go trying to catch these young ladies.
Well, let's see what he did here on the second run, Johnny. He's sitting at a 15.941. Not going to be fast enough. So
Brian Smith going to be the next outlaw sprinter coming out onto the racetrack. Late models in the pit, gentlemen. Let's get ready to qualify. You'll be coming up in about 2 minutes or so. Late models in the pit.
well, Brian Smith's first try, Johnny, came in at a 15.734. Second try was a 15.683 for Brian Smith.
Okay, Joey Saldana, the next driver on the racetrack. He's out of Brownsburg, Indiana. The Mike's Motorsports Stump. Who he drives for in 1998. And Joey.
First try was a 15.247, and he is now the number 1 qualifier.
Kevin Daniels, one of the victories that Joey Saldana has gotten here at Dixie Speedway, has been on the daytime.
Well, his second run was a 15.341 this afternoon.
So Joey Saldana, the number 1 qualifier, as he puts that Mike's Motorsports car to work over on the backside. Looks like Scott Young going to be the next car out of the racetrack to qualify.
Well, his first time trial is a 16.218.
16:21 for Scott Young as he motors down on the back straightaway. We have one more car left to go.
And his second run came in a little bit better, 15.934.
Steve West, and Peyton Crawford. Looks like Red Stopper and Jason Johnson on the front row. Mike Hudson and Scott Jones in row number 2. How about Kenny Jacobs and Joey Saldana in row number 3? And Rob Cheney all by his lonesome in the race fans. We are going to green, and the green flag is down.
She really got a sufficient lead here. Now the 94 is trying to make a move here. He's got that third spot. Now he's battling for second now as they come out of turn 4 too wide as they make their way to the stripe.
Tell you what, Jason Johnson doing good, but Here comes Kenny Jacobs in the number 94 machine. He's coming on strong. Saldana at the bottom end of the racetrack in the number 17. Don't forget, he was a number 1 qualifier, and he having a tough run going as he comes off turn number 4.
He definitely did. As at 57 now, Jason Johnson still got a sufficient lead here. 94 is definitely in route. But you can see a few of them having some problems there on the backside now as they work in turn 3.
Jason Johnson still to be able to play it as he hits into turn number 1 and number 2. Hey, the sensation out of Louisiana making his first visit here to Dixie Speedway, and so far he's making it a good one.
Kenny Jacobs down, wants to try to take that lead away here as they battle coming off turn number 2. Let's see what kind of move he'll put in coming in turn 3 out of 4. He just kind of keeps it lined up. He knows when he's got to make his move here as he is really moving through the field here as they battle in turn 1.
Jason Johnson got to put it together as here comes Kenny Jacobs breathing down his neck down on the back straightaway into turn number 3 and number 4. The field coming around a bend, and Jason Johnson still the man, but here comes the Hughes Motorsports car. Hey, he's going to the high side. He found him alive.
Well, Jacobs found the line and it worked for him. He's got the number 1 spot. So Jason now will drop back to that 2nd spot as they work their way now out of turn 4, and the white flag is flying.
Man, looks like Kenny Jacobs had it timed perfectly. Coming on turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Kenny Jacobs patting onto that lead. You know, this is the heat race. They'll come back with the A main. They'll find out exactly what kind of turning into they need to do to get their machines down into this 3/8 of a mile Clay Bank Racing Oval. Kenny Jacobs, Jason Johnson, the number 8 machine, that's Scott Jones, Joey Saldana, and Rob Cheney. Rounding out your top 5, they're followed by Mike Pessa in the 6th spot. So the first heat races history. First bomber features. Get ready. This kind of blow your socks off a little bit. You know, you think about all these drivers really manhandling all these race cars. Let me tell you, after this, we'll tell you about what Jody Ridley said about this sprint car. This is when they were up at that Rome Speedway on that big half-mile facility. So here we go. Robbie Smith on the front row in the 1A machine. Flag with J.C. Little. He's got the white flag in hand, and here we go.
Number 5 machine's really got a great run, Johnny Clark. He takes that lead over the 1A, and the 58 drops in 3rd now as they work on the backside in turn 3.
Keith Kaufman tugging in behind Frankie Kerr, and Sarah Fisher doing likewise as they battle coming off turn number 4. Oh, Frankie Kerr trying to find him a line down there. They're trying to feather their way around the racetrack. Okay. Still trying to get a little bit more rub around the racetrack where they're going to feel comfortable. Frankie Kerr has moved up into the 3rd slot. Robbie Smith in the 4th position, and Keith Kaufman in the 5th. Sarah Fisher in 6th, and Mike Hart in the 7th slot as they head down to turn number 3 and number 4. But the number 5 machine, Dewey Carswell, hanging on to that number 1 slot as he heads down on the back straightaway.
Well, Johnny Clark Carswell so far has that lead, but let me tell you, Frankie Kerr and Ricky Sutton definitely in the rearview mirror. And of course, they know we don't need to make the move. We see it in the first race. Keep down on those 2 cars in 2nd and 3rd now as they come off turn 2.
Tell you what, Frankie Kerr taking a high line coming on turn number 2. I don't know if he's found any rubber up there or not, but he is coming on strong to try to chase down that yellow and blue number 5 car. The Shop Motorsports car is on the move, coming off turn number 2 and down on the back straightaway. Hey, the top 2 cars trying to run away and hide as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes Kerr.
Kerr now and Carswell side by side, 2 line. Kerr will have a lead now after stripe, and he'll take that number 1 spot. He battled back from way back in the field as Carswell now will have to settle for 2nd as they work their way in turn 3, and I believe the white flag will fly for the number 23 machine as they come off turn 4.
White flag coming down for the Shop Motorsports official. He's coming off turn number up in the 4th slot. Young lady Sarah Fisher will finish up in the 5th position. The 6th spot will go to the 1A. That is Robbie Smith, and Mike Hart will finish in the 7th position.
Yeah, believe me, they're going to give you one heck of a discount.
All right, here we go. Dean Jacobs in the number 92 machine. Chris White up alongside Scott Young. And the 6th seat machine in row number 2, that's Ken Burton. Judy Bates, she'll be starting in the 6th slot as the first bomber feature getting into the staging lanes. We're getting ready to go, and I don't know if we're going to get it started or not. I don't think that is too good. I think Rick Nichols just kind of threw his hands up in the air and says, guys, that's not the way it's going to do, and you know it. All right, going to try it one more time as Rick Nichols, one of the all-star officials who is a mainstay in that organization. Down the backside, Chris White up alongside Dean Jacobs. Playing a little bit of cat and mouse down there. And I don't know if they're going to do it again, but looks like the green flag going to go. I don't know if Chris White wanted to be in that position or not, but he's found himself in the back of the pack right now. And let's see if the green flag is still down. And yes, it is. And Dean Jacobs, the number 1 man, followed by Scott Young.
Well, Jacobs having a great run here. We see Judy Bates, that is, the 121, trying to battle down there on the bottom side for the number 2 machine. Can't quite get it. She sits in that 5th spot now as they come out of turn 4.
Judy Bates, she was a number 3 qualifier. Currently, she is fired in that 5th position as they head into turn number 1 and number 2 and down on the back straightaway. Kevin, you see a lot of the drivers now beginning to go down there on the asphalt portion of the racetrack. Through that the short way around the racetrack. But I think if they can get that those sprint cars dialed in on that top side, I think as the day progresses, we're going to have enough rubber up there, and we're going to be able to roll them.
Well, definitely so. Johnny Clark is the number 92 machine, and Dean Jacobs now got a pretty sufficient lead here in his 3rd heat race of the All-Star Circuit of Champions. Of course, these guys out here battling, guys and gals, you could say, battling for a piece of that $40,000 purse here this afternoon. But Jacobs really got it dialed in, got the American flag kind of painted on the machine there as he comes out of turn number 2.
Dean Jacobs voting down on the back straightaway, and he is really padding out of that lane as he heads into turn number 3 and number 4. With 3 heat races, basically, how we'll decide the top 3 cars will start off 1, 2, and 3. The 3 cars that finish in the 2nd slot, they'll start off 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Well, Johnny Clark, Bates now. Judy Bates is in that 4th spot. The bottom side did work for her, but the white flag is out.
Dean Jacobs down on that backside out of Worcester, Ohio. Down on the backside, he hits into turn number 3 and number 4. He's up on that top side as he hits up turn number 4 down the front straightaway. He's going to be starting in that 3rd spot. Well, I don't know. I think they're going to match again to see exactly what they're going to do. We're going to find out. But that's the way they'll finish it. You know, for all the sprint car fans, we want to remind them, you know, as we were talking earlier about Jody Ridley. We were up there at the Roller National Speedway. I mean, all the heavy hitters were there, checking it out. We got Jody Ridley up there. We said, well, Jody, what do you think about him? Jody Ridley's response was, you know what? I wouldn't crawl out of the electric chair and get in one of those things. That kind of tells you a little bit of something about the sprint car. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short intermission at this time. Kevin Daniels, see if you can get James Watkins to do that Nature Boy imitation one more time.
Okay. Can you do that Nature Boy imitation one more time? He says, woo!
All right, the sprint car dash. Here we go. Joey Saldana, the number 1 qualifier. Sarah Fisher, number 2. They're at the top of the heap as they head down on the back straightaway. Joey Saldana, you remember one thing. The race that he has won here at Dixie Speedway was in the daytime. Frankie Kerr one of the All-Star officials out there to do the honors. And our flagman, J.C. Little, going to come by.
I'll tell you what, right now he's autographing some Frisbees, courtesy of GM Powertrain, so he's getting those things autographed here. Joey, great run out there tonight to Dash for Cash this afternoon.
Yeah, we started on the front row, and it was only 5-6 laps, and you know, a 30-lap feature is going to be pretty tough. You got to pick the right tire, and you got to get to the lap traffic good. So hopefully we can be up front when it's all over.
All right, we'll let them get the picture here so we can get the next features on the way here, but he's pretty happy, Johnny.
All-Star Circuit of Champions saluting the race fans. Those of you who are on trackside parking, come on, let's give it to them over there, y'all. Let's give it to them. Chevy Silverado pace truck pulling down into the pit area. We're going green here this afternoon. And the All-Star Circuit of Champions picking them up, putting them down as they head into turn number 1 and number 2.
Tell you what, Johnny Clark, line of 3 and 4 wide now as they come out of turn number 2. But Jenny Bates is really showing what she's made of. She's got that number 1 spot as they come across the checker line and lead that first lap.
Kevin Daniels, Judy Bates is your leader. The young lady out of Pennsylvania is showing the pace in the field here this afternoon here at Dixie Speedway.
Well, she's got the lead, but I tell you, the 94 machine is really on the move. But look at number 9, Sarah Fisher. She's also a female, 17 years old, still in high school. She's got that 3rd spot as they go in turn 3.
Sarah Fisher in the 3rd position. Frankie Kerr back in the 7th slot. Keep you out him, Joey Saldana. He's in the 4th slot. Keith Coffin in the United Express line car. He's in the 5th position. We got a brand new leader in Kenny Jacobs in that Hughes Motorsports Special.
Well, definitely so. I tell you, the 94 machine has got the lead. Bates trying to hang on, but Sarah Fisher locked down that 2nd spot. Then she goes to the inside, and Saldana has the 4th spot. He's on the move on the backside.
Down on the front straightaway goes your leader, Kenny Jacobs. He is no stranger to victory lane here at Dixie Speedway. As the 2 ladies battling it out, Judy Bates and Sarah Fisher. Joey Saldana in that 4th position. Then comes Keith Coffin. Then comes Brian Smith. Then comes Frankie Kerr.
Well, Kenny Jacobs now is coming around lap traffic. He's definitely got her down in. Bates trying to hold up Sarah Fisher for that 2nd spot now as they come out turning. We've got them turned around here on between 1 and 2.
Caution coming out of the racetrack. We got one down there that we see into the staging lanes. Thunder and Lightning, gentlemen, you'll be coming up next for your feature. Then we go late model, then we go sportsman, then after
The
that.
new front tire, exactly, is what they're trying to do now. Let's get that loosened up so they can get a tire change to the number 23 machine.
Machine going to be able to, both drivers, Ken Burton coming in the 6C car.
Johnny Clark, we're seeing 7 laps now on the Pepsi Dixie Speedway scoreboard. So 23, actually it's a 30-lap feature, am I correct?
That's correct.
23 more laps. They're all battling for that checker flag to get a big piece of the pie. $40,000 prize. Here we go.
Green flag going down as pit officials. Now look at here. Look at Kenny Jacobs. Like he was shot out of a cannon. And look at the 2 ladies. Hey, we got a cat fight going on for that
stopped him up there, so now you'll see the All-Star Circuit of Champions Pace Chevrolet official truck coming out as we're under caution here. Lap number 14. She's done. And a couple of cars back from her is Sarah Fisher, the 17-year-old. Hey, the pace car's in. We're ready to go to green, Johnny. Pennsylvania, and she backed her up against the outside retaining wall, and she kind of cushioned herself with that. And we understand she is okay, ladies and gentlemen. Judy Bates out of Pennsylvania is okay. Definitely so, Johnny Clark. She's standing up there behind the rails. She's not too happy about the car. I wouldn't be either, but she's okay, and that's good news.
You know, a lot of the race fans, we look down there and now we see all the crew members going to work on those race cars, the red flag down. And we understand that the wheel broke going into the corner of Judy Bates' number 121. So we're thankful that Judy is A-OK, and that's our main concern at this time. Going to have a big stride race up here, a lot of pageantry and pleasantries going around, and that ought to be a dilly. But basically one thing. Green flag going down, Langhart bobble a bit down there in the corner, kind of create a bottleneck. They're 3 wide, coming around a bit. Everybody coming out, smelling like a rose, especially breaking curve, because that's going to put him up into the 5th position on our Pepsi-Cola scoreboard.
Well, Kerr's definitely moving up, but I tell you, Jacob's got a great lead. Saldana, not too far back. He knows the laps are dwindling down. And if he's got to make the move, he's going to have to make it pretty quick, Johnny.
Well, I tell you what, he's coming on. He is now in the 4th position with coming up on about 5 laps to go. Kenny Jacobs, he is the man in the Hughes Motorsports Special.
Sarah Fisher having problems. You can see her going up to the high side, coming up first. I believe she's got a flat tire, Johnny.
I think that is the case, and they're going to hook up to the front of Sarah Fisher, or hook up to the rear, or maybe they can get her down on the bottom end of the racetrack. But we see that she has stopped over on the backside, and it looks like Bobby Wilson. Well, Kevin, I tell you what, it's going to be a 5-lap shootout. A lot of money up for grabs here tonight, here this afternoon, here at Dixie Speedway. Who's it going to be? And then do you think Kenny Jacobs going to take it home? Let me hear from you. it was going flat. It looked like it was going flat. Kevin Daniels. There's your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny Jacobs taking the win. Let him hear from you, race fans.
Right now, definitely he is making the autographs here, sponsored by Powered by GM. Kenny Jacobs won a win here this afternoon. I tell you, you talked about you was a little worried here during the time, but hey, you got a victory. A lot of the people were concerned about your left rear tire. Did you happen to feel anything going down during the race?
Nah, my left rear tire wasn't too much concern. We were worried about the right rear because this track with the front straightaway being a big circle here, it's real hard to keep your right rear from spinning going down the front straightaway. So I was concerned about the right rear, not too much about the left.
After the heat races and hot laps, did you make a lot of changes to this machine to get it here in victory?
We just kept sneaking up on it. We didn't change a whole bunch of stuff because we felt we were pretty good in the heat. But after the dash, we saw the track was changing considerably, so we just changed tires a little bit and actually loosened the car back up some instead of tightening up because the track got tighter. And I'll tell you, the guys, Barry Jackson, Todd Palmer, and Anthony, the guys that work on this car, and Tim and Gene Hughes own this car, just give me a heck of a good race car. And we just got to keep going like this. It's been a good race car all year, and with the guys like Joey Saldana, Keith Kaufman right on your back door, I mean, this All-Stars, Night Express line, the All-Stars, they just got a heck of a series going right now, and the competition is just unbelievable. So whenever we win a race, we feel very privileged because it's really tough to win them this year.
All right, we'll let him finish autographing that. Let's give a big hand again for Kenny Jacobs, winner here this afternoon, the All-Star Circuit of Champions.
Kaufman down there as they finished up second and third here this afternoon. Okay, drivers in our Thunder and Lightning feature event, gentlemen, let's get them into the staging lane. Lead models, you'll be coming up next.
I tell you, Johnny Clark, the number 8 machine, Scott Jones was the highest finishing rookie here this afternoon, so we definitely want to give a big hand to Scott Jones, of course, really out there battling for the Rookie of the Year. He was the highest finished rookie this afternoon, as he was in the 8th position there, Johnny Clark.
Well, Kevin Daniels, I tell you what, if you want to kind of make your way on back to Keith Kaufman and Joey Saldana, I tell you what, those drivers really drove their heart out for a second and third place finish here this afternoon.